So today's recipe calls for washing soda, borax, lemon juice, and I like the Blue Dawn dish soap. Good morning, Naturally Marilyn here. Today we're going to be making some cleaners. So we'll start today with toilet bowl cleaners. And I actually put it in the back of the tank because we have very hard water here and it keeps it from getting all yucky, and it works out well for me. So let's get started. Now you can use any kind of silicone mold, like I've used ones that I bought, that you get for chocolates and various things like that. I have this particular little ice tray that I like to use because the sides are easy to pop out the tabs once they dry, which I dry usually for at least 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours, and we'll go over that. So this recipe is one I've modified from one that had citric acid because I found it to be quite costly, and this seems to work well for me. So it's up to you to give it a try. This is Arm & Hammer So Clean washing soda. It's just the one that we find locally, so I use that. It's 1 full cup, and it's a generous one. So just dump that one in. And I break up all the lumps and chunks and that kind of thing as much as you can. And then mix a half a cup of boric acid, which is Mule 20 Team Borax. It's been around for like 100 years, so just mix that really well with the washing soda. And again, break up the chunks and see what you can do about that. Now the Dawn dish soap is an addition I just put into it because I like for it to set up and be soapy a bit. Helps with the cleaning. It stops things from sticking to the bowl. We have very hard water here, like I mentioned, so that's a problem sometimes with it sticking to the bowl. So this helps alleviate that. And that's 2 full tablespoons, and you can get a measuring thing if you like, but I just give her a good squeeze in there. And I mix this before the lemon juice because it will start to rise up a bit once you get the lemon juice. So I mix this until the Blue Dawn is just into like little tiny specks of blue or little small chunks of blue, and seems to work out well once it mixes. So just give it a good go. You can play with that if you prefer not to even have it in there. You can leave it out, or you can add more if you like it to be even more soapy. I find that 2 tablespoons works well for ours, so that's what I'm going with. So we'll just punch that down a bit. Rid of some of this blue is a little more well mixed, as you can see. And I mixed in the lemon juice as a replacement for citric acid, but if you want to use citric acid, there's a half a cup of lemon juice and you would replace that with a half a cup of citric acid. As you can see, it foams up a bit. So we get mixing this, and if you find it's a tad too dry yet, you can either add a little more lemon juice or you can just spray it with some water, and I have a water bottle and I just spray it until I get the right consistency. So you want it to be damp but not sopping wet because you want it to get drying in a decent amount of time. And that's looking good. It's pretty wet. As you can see, it's not much sticking behind, but it's enough that it is a bit wet. So this is pretty granulated. I don't mix it too much because you don't want all of the fizziness to come out during the mixing. So I just take a spoon and I just start filling up these little things like that till the tray is full, or however much you've made. If you want to make a lot more, I find this works good. I put we have a couple bathrooms, and I put it in each bathroom, and it'll last me a month or 2 depending on what kind of water is happening at the time. Sometimes in the summer it needs it a little bit more. It gets a little more, because of the hardness, it gets a little more built up. Okay, so here is the tray filled up, and that did that exact tray. Now the thing I wanted to mention is you might want to work with it quickly because it can dry out fast. And if you find it drying out, give it a little bit of a squirt of water while you're filling this, but not too much because you want to make sure that you're not activating it. So like I said, this will dry for 24 to 48 hours. Then I pop each one out. I just put a plastic baggie in a little storage container and just drop them in one at a time, or a couple if you like. Anyways, I hope that you find this useful. I'll include the recipe if you check into comments. Good to see you. Thanks again. Stay tuned for more cleaning recipes to come.